Hello again, everyone, and welcome inside Season 3 of the Adam Jones podcast, presented by the Baltimore Banner. I'm Jerry Coleman. He's, of course, the five-time MLB All-Star. He's known by Adam Jones to many. This is episode 2 of Season 3, 59 overall, as we try and keep track here and keep moving along. And we finally tracked down one of the best players in the game, former Orioles sensation, now a San Diego Padre, Manny Machado. Let's bring in our featured guest. You might be able to see him already on our YouTube page. And by the way, you can reach us at the Adam Jones Pod at gmail.com. You may recognize the face. He is Manny Machado, or as Joe Angel used to call him after hitting a big home run, Manuel Machado. Manny, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing well. All right, real quickly, let's just get it off the bat. It's been a few years since you've left the Orioles. How much do you follow the team anymore? How many connections do you still maintain in Baltimore? I guess there's not a whole lot of people inside that clubhouse that were there when you were there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of new faces going around over there. So there's still a handful of people that we still in contact with, and people around the city that still reach out every once in a while. So yeah, my roots are still there. I still miss the city, and I still follow the team. Obviously, they're with their postseason run last year, and the great season that they had. So yeah, I mean, it's baseball. We all stay connected. We all keep track on each other, and love seeing the success.
I got to ask this though, because I mean, you're very close with this man, Mr. Sadler. Your relationship with him, the passing of it. Obviously, I know you guys had a meeting with the family during spring training. You, obviously, the franchise player, being in close contact with him, deep conversation. I'm sure you have a relationship beyond what I can even fathom. Can you just go on and just talk about your relationship with Sadler? I had to ask because I loved him too. I mean, as a Padres fan, I loved him too at the fan side. But you having that one-on-one personal relationship with him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Adam, coming here, I met Mr. Angelos maybe one time, maybe twice. The brothers or the sons were always around Baltimore, but coming here, getting to kind of get to meet the owner, go out to lunch with him, go out to dinner with him, and just shoot the shit. It was pretty awesome, man. I think we definitely lost one of the best human beings there is on this planet. It was sad to hear the news. Obviously, for myself, for their families, for the city, for the whole organization. I mean, that's a tremendous loss for us. And we know that knowing him, what I could say is that knowing him, how he was, the person he was, I think he wants us to be happy. I think he wants us to be out there and go out there and play the best baseball, continue to grow as a city, continue to grow as an organization. He wanted nothing more than to bring a championship to the city. So I think that's how we could hold this team accountable, and the city and the organization is doing it for Peter, doing it for, what he believed in, which was for the city. He's done so much, not only for the organization, for the baseball side of things, but just for the city itself. You're from San Diego. You see what he's doing there and how involved he is with the community. I mean, he was loved loved and touched by so many people that, he's going to be definitely missed. And, hopefully we could, do something special for him this year.
I love that. And I want to talk about last year. People want to harp on, the Padres actually didn't make the playoffs, coming off the NLCS the year before, which was awesome. I mean, the city was lit. Last year, again, you got injuries, you got a lot of different things. You got the Diamondbacks being a better team last year. So it's baseball. Man. That's what I like to tell people, that it's just simply baseball. The number one thing you guys didn't do last year was hitting men in scoring position. But to that, you're the number one team in opportunities. So I look at, I'm a positive person. I'm like, hey, we got opportunities. We just didn't cash in on him. Which, again, baseball's hard. You're not just facing a guy who's going to throw it 88 right down the middle. I watch all these old clips. It's 88 right down the middle. Bonds is launching these balls, okay? I would love to see 88 down the middle. I know you would, too. It's 98 with sink. Let's go into last year. What happened in your estimation? Again, injuries. There's a lot of things. The game is hard, but obviously you're a superstar player. In your eyes, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the nose. I think at the end of the day, there's always excuses about, injuries and, we should have done this. I mean, at the end of the day, we just didn't play our best baseball. We didn't hit with runners in scoring position. We had so many opportunities that we didn't cash in, especially in the middle of the games. I think we just kind of took it off and I think our mentality as a team was like, well, we're going to be okay. We're going to be there at the end of the day. And I think sometimes when you have that mentality, it happened to us in Baltimore, like when you have that mentality, you're always playing behind the 8-ball. And when you're playing behind the 8-ball, it's tough to catch up because you have teams like the D-backs with speed and aggressiveness and playing really good baseball with good pitching staff. You have, teams on the East Coast with like the Marlins and Philadelphia, Atlanta, obviously, like it wasn't easy, and when you're playing behind the 8-ball, it just makes it that much harder. And I think we stayed behind it, and we couldn't figure out a way to get ahead of it, as a team. And that's one of the things that we're going to focus on. Like, I mean, we've been here, 3 or 4 days now in spring training, and it's going back to basics, like base running and taking the extra base. Let's get the guys over. Let's play. I think the biggest thing for us is let's play to Petco Park. Petco Park was, a big ballpark, and we're hitting balls 110, 115, 26, 27 launch angle, and they're outs in the warning track. They weren't even reaching the warning track, let's be honest. So it was tough, and you're going back into the dugout, pissed off, throwing your helmets. I mean, I think that's another thing that we got to look at into, it's like playing to our advantage, using our field, like the pitchers used our field to advantage, keeping the ball inside the ballpark. So, these are little things that we've been kind of focusing on this year to kind of like, get better from last year. Obviously the big questions were, we didn't hit runners in scoring position, or we didn't drive those runs in. Yeah, obviously, I mean, sometimes even being, in last place, you're still driving the balls in, and you still could do something helpful. But it's just getting back to baseball. Let's be better base runners. I think they told us the other day we're first in all of baseball in dirt ball reads. So like continue doing the little things that kind of count and make a difference at the end of the year, and and just continue to do that. If we continue to do that, with the team we have, I think we're gonna be there at the end.
And to that, as the veteran, it's your team. What is the message to that? Again, you had a guy like Cronenworth, great 2022 season. A little bit of a hiccup last year. Again, baseball's hard. That's always a disclaimer. What's the message to these guys that like, hey, getting back to basics, we had success. What's the message now that, you hold the reins in San Diego, big fella?
Yeah, I mean, we had our hitters meeting the other day, our first one, and it was, hey, let's what are our strengths? What are your strengths as hitters? I'm gonna drive the ball. I'm gonna stay gap to gap. Crony, what's your strength? Toddy, what's yours? And let's stick to that. And then we hold each other accountable to that. And then at the end of the day, is look up to the scoreboard. See what the scoreboard is telling you. If it's telling you to drive the ball, it's gonna drive the ball. If it's telling you to get the guy over, let's get the guy over. Whatever it is. Sometimes you're feeling hot. Sometimes you're not. Knowing your teammates. I think that's the biggest thing that we're preaching is let's as an offensive group, let's all get together and what are we trying to do here? Kind of be in each other's minds so that we're all on the same page when we go out there and we step on the field at 7:00 every night.
Our exclusive conversation with Manny Machado will continue in just a moment here on the Adam Jones podcast. But please, let's go out and support our loyal and dedicated sponsors like bees.
The Adam Jones podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Weinman Company.
Your fun awaits at Hollywood Casino Perryville. Feed the whole crew with something for everyone, from cheesesteaks to crab cake sandwiches. Plus, ask how you can get a $15 dining credit. Get in on the gaming action with the hottest slots and your favorite table games like blackjack, roulette, and poker. Free live shows every Friday and Saturday. Come experience nonstop fun and excitement only at Hollywood Casino Perryville.
The Adam Jones podcast is brought to you by Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Charm City's favorite crab cake destination. Local sports fan, experience the ultimate pregame party at the tailgate. Cheer on the Ravens with iconic live performances, an open bar, and mouth-watering eats. Can't make it? No worries. Bring the same food that caught the attention of the Food Network right to your doorstep. Shipping East Coast recipes nationwide. Jimmy's Famous Seafood is the official sponsor of the guests appearing on the Adam Jones podcast.
Maryland Lottery. Because fun looks good on you. Right now, play our exciting new multiplier scratch-offs for a chance to win up to $2 million.
Come and get your fun. Come and get your fun.
If you received ERC funds, listen closely. The IRS has 10 years to audit your claim, but you only have until March 22nd to get taxpayer relief, and the clock is ticking. If you're losing sleep over a possible audit, we'll review your claim. If you made a filing error, we'll set things right. If you're being audited, we'll provide expert representation. The IRS Voluntary Disclosure Program ends March 22nd. You deserve peace of mind. Visit SaveMyERC.com to schedule a consultation today. That's SaveMyERC.com. By Effective Solutions, your one-stop shop for commercial contracting. Everything from excavation and site development to emergency remediation and restoration. Effective Solutions specializes in many forms of commercial and mixed-use construction, like leak investigation, framing, trim carpentry, insulation, drywall, painting, wallpaper, flooring, masonry, waterproofing, paving, tree removal, and much more. With a dedicated staff and a commitment to quality, Effective Solutions delivers every time. There are a lot of ways to make whiskey, but there's only one way to make Jack Daniels. At Jack Daniels, they charcoal mellow every drop, only using water from Cave Spring Hollow in Tennessee. When you make your own label, you make everything else yours too. But we don't need to tell you that, do we? Make it count. Jack Daniels. Please drink responsibly. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. 2022. Jack Daniels. All rights reserved. Everyone knows Greenmount Station in Hampstead, but did you know that at Greenmount Station you can bet 7 days a week just like you're at the track? With in-person teller windows and state-of-the-art touchscreen kiosks. And with Greenmount Station's brand new Bet Park Sportsbook, you can bet on all other sports as well, wherever you are in Maryland. Spreads, money lines, live bets, props, parlays, and teasers. The Bet Parks Maryland mobile app is now live for Apple and Android devices, so you'll never miss your next big score. Just search for Bet Parks MD in the Apple App Store or on Google Play. And for a limited time, 21 and over Adam Jones podcast listeners can get a $75 gift card to Greenmount Station simply for opening a new account with promo code GMS and a minimum $50 initial deposit. $75 gift card for new users in Maryland only. 21 and over only. Please play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, you work hard, I work hard, and we all like to save money. That's why we need the Royal Farms ROFO Rewards app to get more value for our hard-earned money. With the app, you earn royalty points on every purchase, can place mobile orders for quick pickup, plus a discount at the gas pump with ROFO Pay. We all like to save money, and with the ROFO Rewards app, we do.
Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
We've got more ahead with former Oriole and current Padre Manny Machado. Our exclusive conversation only on the Adam Jones podcast continues right now. Manny, I want to go back to Baltimore for just a moment, not live in the past altogether, but kind of tie it into what you were talking about. It sounds like you never shot the shit with Angelos like you did in San Diego with ownership there. And also, a couple of things. They've changed the dimensions of the ballpark. They've moved back the left field wall.
Thank God we're there.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? And also, with the way things have gone in the offseason with the Dodgers, is it kind of like with the Orioles and the Yankees back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I never had a relationship with the Angelos, because obviously the Sons were always involved. And every owner is different. I think that's what, as the older you get, you realize that every ownership is different. They're all going to have their own ways of doing things. So, and it's respect. And speaking on the batters, the dimensions there, it looks far. I haven't been there. I think we go there this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it is. But I know the guys that have been playing there, they're not too fond of it. So looking forward to seeing it in person for sure. I loved hitting there. That ballpark I think is still one of my favorites. It's into my top two, top three stadiums to play in, just because of the background, the fans, just everything that came with it. And that's the last one. I see this year the same year I've always seen. It's kind of. Adam asked me the question, how are you going to bounce back from last year? And it was the same thing with us in Baltimore. I see it when, in 12, we made the postseason final. In 13, we had all these expectations, but they still had us to come in last place. And, we lost the division in the last month. The 14, they expected us to be in last place again, and we won the division. every year was always this expectation of, yeah, you guys are going to be in third or fourth behind Boston and New York and Toronto. And, we always exceeded the expectations. So it's like almost the same thing here. It's we got to go out there and play baseball, play our baseball, not worry about anybody else. Yeah, obviously the Dodgers have made, they've acquired, the top pitching and the top players in the game right now. But at the end of the day, when you step on the field, you got to go out there and play. And if we want to win and we want to get to the World Series and we want to hold up a championship trophy, we got to go through them at the end of the day. They're the reigning champs. They're the team that, they've been holding down this division for so many years. So, we know that it has to go through them, and we're going to continue to play our baseball at the end of the day and worry about, the 25, 26 guys that leave camp here to try to stay healthy all year and just play together as a group.
You just talked about it. We've, the day you made your debut, you were in a playoff race. Your whole career has been about winning. I know you well. You want to win more than anything. Your statistics are great, but you want to win. What does the Dodgers have to do? Skip that.
Padres.
What do the Padres have to do to, again, you're in a division where you're behind the 8 ball because the Dodgers are here. And then we get with the Orioles, it's the damn Yankees and the Red Sox, blah, blah, blah. Beating them is more satisfying than anything because you scare the hell out of their franchises, their fan bases. I was on Twitter and social media. I know you hear the boos and the conversations that goes back and forth. First off, how awesome is the boos when you feel that? Because I know you. You love that. Like that's you. You like you. Well, oh, yeah, okay. I'm about to do something that you ain't seen before. Boo this.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, it's awesome, man. I mean, I think it shows you the fan base that they have. I mean, they're passionate about the game. They're passionate about their team, and I mean, you're coming in there to beat them, so they're gonna come out there and try to do their best to get you out your game. So, what are you gonna do? As a team, as a player, I'm gonna go out there and show out. I'm gonna show them.
Damn right.
So it's awesome, man. I mean, it's awesome, but to answer what you said, it's about playing our baseball. At the end of the day, we got to play our best baseball and worry about the team in here. Worry about these 25 guys. How are we going to be the best group to go out there and do the little things that count? Getting the guy over, making sure we're in the top of the defensive list with the pitching staff that we have. We got to play good defense. And at the end of the day, us big dogs, myself, Toddy and Bogey, like we got to step up. If we want to get to where we got to get to, we got to have MVP seasons, and we're very much capable of doing that. So it's a matter of just going out there and just playing our game as best as we can.
As far as role models go, we always heard about A-Rod for you growing up. Was there someone else that was a big part of your life that maybe was an inspiration for you for playing baseball and getting your career going?
I mean, there's so many people. It's the beauty of this game is I was so lucky that, obviously I grew up with A-Rod, admiring A-Rod as a player. Who didn't? This guy was good looking. He hit the ball hard, stole bases, 40-40, was just the best player in the game. And, everyone wanted to be him or Jeter. But then you get into pro ball, my brother-in-law Yonder, there's then I get into pro ball, I get into the Orioles, I start meeting Adam, I start meeting JJ Hardy, the group that we had there in Baltimore. I think they're very welcoming. It took me in and just like showed me like how to play baseball, how to love baseball, how to, find your routine. So, I mean, I think it's a collective question. I think there's so many people that have helped me throughout the way in so many different ways that, it made me who I am today. So, I mean, I'm very thankful for everything I've been through, and, I wouldn't change anything for the world for sure.
How much credit does Adam really get?
He does. I mean, hey, Adam wasn't easy at first. He was a little hard at the beginning. I was coming up and hard nose. Let's go, young buck. But
let's go, baby.
As hard as he was, he'll come and grab you right by the shoulder and give you a hug and give you that motivation that you need every single day. And that's how I try to preach it now. It's the same way. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna let you hear it, but at the same time, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna give you just know that, hey, I'm here. I'm your dude, and whatever you need, I'm gonna be here for you always. And that's what he was.
I want to ask you about the international side of the game. As you're going to Korea, I'll be there too. I'm eating all the Korean barbecue because I don't got to play, drink all the soju and all of it. Just the international play. Obviously, we played against each other in the WBC. That highlight keeps going on. Everybody just shows it every year. But representing your country, I represent my country. You're going to Korea. You have Kim on your team. You have fellow Dominican players. Being in a Mexican city of San Diego, how awesome! And we went to Mexico City last year. How awesome is it that first off, the expansion of this game, the growth of this game globally, and how cool is it to be able to take these trips into foreign soil and to embrace yourself and get involved with these cultures as camps are involved and you guys ingratiate yourself in the cultures for a couple of days.
Yeah, I mean it's just incredible how much this game has changed and how much this game is growing. I mean, we have so many, let alone we've always had, Latin players in this game, in Puerto Rico, Dominican, Venezuela, Panama. But now getting into in Asia, Koreans and Japanese players, guys coming over here. Now we're starting to play in London and we're going to Korea now. We played in Mexico City last year. There's another one in Mexico this year. So it's like this game is growing so much, and it's awesome to see, because you get to experience this. We're lucky that last year we went to Mexico City, which was, man, it was just awesome, just the environment.
I wanted to hit.
Oh man!
Jesus.
Hey, wow! It was amazing, but it was just cool. It was a cool experience, just embracing their culture, just like the dances and like the cheerleaders coming on dancing. Like it was winter ball all over again. And now going to Korea, I'm just excited to see it. I know Kim is super excited. He's from there. He played in that stadium, so. I know he says it's unbelievable, something that's going to be different. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And I just want to continue it. I mean, I want this game to continue to grow. And at the end of the day, Adam, it's about inspiring the youth, right? And this is the best way to do it throughout the world. And, we're doing it at the highest level and showing it. So let's continue doing that. And it's awesome to be a part of it.
We're here on the Adam Jones podcast, and I wonder, and it's way down the line for you, but a lot of athletes are doing their own podcasts these days, Manny, trying to control the message. Life after baseball, would that be something that might interest you, doing something like that?
Look at Adam's face. He's saying
I can see him. It reminds me if I asked him if Nick Markakis might be interested.
Yep. I'm going to be somewhere on the beach, just chilling, drinking.
Nick will be in the woods. You'll be on the beach.
Yep, exactly.
So I got two questions for you out there because you've been, incredible. First, the MLS deal. I live in Barcelona now. The now San Diego team is coming there, and you're part of the ownership. How did that happen? As you see it now, a lot of athletes are getting involved with ownerships in different sports, and I think it's fantastic. First off, that tells you that the sports are doing pretty damn well. Where these players have the kind of money to do that. But how did that happen?
Yeah, we've been working on that for a couple of years now. Actually, for a while, and just teams. It's hard to get an expansion team, And my agent was in contact with a couple guys from the MLS that are kind of involved in that, and then. I get a phone call last spring training, or was it spring training? Yeah, right around spring training or right before spring training, saying that. San Diego's getting an expansion team, and they wanted me to be involved with it, and kind of come in as a partner. And I mean, it's unreal. I mean, obviously I watch soccer. I'm a big Barcelona fan. You're over there. You see how big this game is. And now seeing it seeing it now firsthand, seeing what the United States is doing with it. I mean, it's up and coming. It's up and coming. You see what Messi's doing, how much is driving, driving it up with people wanting to come over here and play now. And it's little by little, we're going to take over. I mean, it's still far away from it, still early, but just seeing it. The kids now, you see the kids now playing soccer, wanting to play soccer. San Diego, the other thing in San Diego is one of the biggest soccer hubs in the nation, which I didn't know going into it. It's a big soccer, and I didn't know that. So, now I'm going to get involved with that. And then the other opportunity that we had with the soccer club that I'm being a part of is the Right to Dream organization, which one of our owners, Mansour, owns. They have in Egypt. They just opened up the new academy in Egypt, and it started in Ghana. And it's a soccer academy, basically, where we get kids who are underprivileged, get them education, get them onto the field, teach them soccer. and try to get them scholarships. You know, get them to. We have a couple guys that went to Stanford here, got an education in Stanford, some in Michigan University. So it's not just about the sport, but also growing the sport and getting the kids the education that they deserve. And you know, we're bringing that also to the city of San Diego, which I'm going to be involved with as well.
I think that's unbelievable. And my final one to you is, we just seen the Hall of Fame guys go in there. And again, you got a long time on your contract left, but you're at 1,700 and 300. You're on pace for 500, 3,000, just by being just you. Have you given any thought to, again, you're on the second part of your career. You're over 30 now, you old man. You're over 30. Have you given thought to the legacy of Manny Machado?
I mean, it's. I still see this game. I love this game. I still see it like I'm a kid. I just want to continue to play. You know, whatever comes my way, comes my way. You know, and just enjoying it. I think, you know, seeing Belcher just got in. He loved the game. We played against him. How happy was he always on the field? Always talking, smiling.
Loved it.
You know, except if he touched his head, right?
So yeah, that's the only thing he didn't like. But it's just about enjoying the game. It's just enjoying it. Obviously, these milestones would be great. If I get to them, I'm on pace to get to them. I mean, just even thinking about 3,000 hits, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot, you know, and it's a lot of homers, you know, to get to 500. There's a handful of guys who have done it. So, I mean, I will be, you know, forever grateful if I reach it. But, you know, it's just about winning. I think I want to continue to win. You know, as a player, we all want to win. And, you know, ultimately, that's something that we could go out there and really control. Hall of Fame stuff with the votes and all that stuff, you really don't know. And that's a little bit later on down the road. But I want to win. If I win, you know, I'm happy with that. But it's fun. It's fun to go out there and play every day. And obviously seeing those numbers continue to grow from my first base hit, my triple that I hit as a little baby in Baltimore, to the right side, sliding into third base. So now, you know, hitting my 300 homer last year was kind of special for sure.
Manny, very grateful for you taking the time and being with us here on the Adam Jones podcast. Don't be a stranger, and best of luck this year.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Well, Manny was fantastic. Time to move along here on the Adam Jones podcast. It's For the Birds segment, sponsored by the Maryland Lottery. Hey, when you play the Maryland Lottery, set limits, never play when you're stressed, and know your odds of winning. To visit and learn more, just head on the web to marylandlottery.com/play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to play. That means both of us qualify, Adam. Let's talk about the Orioles. I'm down here in Sarasota. They made the announcement you're going to be coming down as a guest instructor. Do you want to address that right now? In the early months of March, you'll be down here.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's something that's been in the works, and I'm extremely excited. I think a lot of people are. Me to be around, you know, be around the field, be around the game, put on the uniform again, I think is exciting for a lot of people. It's, again, humbling that, you know, they would want me to bring me back. We have a lot of history. But, again, I want to just go down there and be a big brother to people. I don't want to go down there. There's no ego for me. And my career was played. It is over. All I want to do is genuinely help out anybody that needs help when it comes to the on-field, off the field. If you want recommendations to go out to eat, I know places like that too. But I just want to be a big brother and help out where I can help. Me and Elias have had great conversations about just, you know, learning each other. And again, he's built and helped and built two fantastic franchises from not winning to winning. And who would be better to piggyback and you know, ear hustle on the things that he's going through and listening to and his mindset. So I'm really excited about it. And I think a lot of people are. And most importantly, though, I'm excited to learn. There's no ego with me when it comes to this. I'm excited to just learn the process on the other side. I'm not going to wear the khakis, but I will be, you know, in the ivory tower, as Buck like to call it, just trying to learn the other side of the game because I'm very interested. I love baseball. And again, I genuinely want to see the Orioles in Baltimore and Birdland as a whole succeed. And this is just one step getting closer to those kind of things.
And by the way, we have yet to have Mike Elias on the podcast, but it's coming very, very soon, folks. Stay tuned for that. I'm sure he's going to ask you to do quite a bit. One thing they're probably not going to ask you to do is examine players and play doctor, because they've had a couple of injuries that have taken place to start off spring training. Kind of a bombshell that Elias dropped on day one with the Kyle Bradish injury, the John Means injury. Gunnar Henderson with the oblique doesn't seem as severe, but your interpretation and reaction to what you had to hear after day one, there was a lot of panic going around. I would say the positive side, it's early.
I mean, if you go and follow every other team, it's the same exact story. So, Ohtani's not pitching for the Dodgers. Buehler's probably going to be on innings limit. You go to another team, like there's always going to be something. It's just part of it. Again, you just hope for the best. Again, Bradish with the elbow. Elbows are always tricky. So, again, you hope for the best when it comes to the news. You have the best doctors. You got second, third opinions. So I just hope that the news is the best for him and he can get back doing what he does best, and that's pitching for the Orioles. Again, with Gunnar, the cool thing about it is that, knock on wood, he doesn't have to make the team. I always went into it, to having that mindset of I have to make the team. He does that too, that hunger. But I think that, knowing that he's on the team, he can take it slow and be smart with it. When you're on the backfield, spring training is the beautiful part of that. When he gets back full strength, he can go to Twin Lakes and he can get 10 to 15 at-bats. He can get his 60 to 70 at-bats over a week or 2 weeks, however you can ramp up because of, spring training. So the injuries, I'm not really worried about that. I just think that, the Orioles players have played a lot of stressful innings and stressful games in the last 18 months. It takes a toll on you, especially a lot of them have not had that feeling and that mentality of winning culture and expectation. So it's different and it takes its toll. So it's part of it. And this is the learning part of how to season yourself for a career. Not just easy. Again, it's easy to do something for 1 year. It's still hard. But it's easy to do it for 1 year in this capacity. To be able to do it for 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, that tells you how you are conditioning yourself. And again, these are just players that have done a lot of stressful things lately. This is a learning lesson on how to groom your body. And again, everybody's young, so it's not like they're 34 years old battling these things. These are guys in their early 20s that are battling these things.
Well, Jimmy's Famous Seafood brought us our guest, Manny Machado, and we talked with him earlier about Rob Manfred for the Birds, brought to us by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. And speaking of, the commissioner made the announcement this past week that he's going to step down in 5 years. He's a guy you've gotten to know pretty well, working with him. I would say there's been positives and negatives, like every commissioner throughout their tenure, whether it be the Astros or he called the World Series trophy a piece of metal. But there's no doubt that he has grown the game and made more money for the owners, which I think is most important to them.
Well, I mean, the game is growing no matter what. I mean, you see the sale of the Orioles, 173, and you got tenfold on it. It's just part of the game. Working on both sides of the table, as working with the players' union, going into those meetings, meeting Commissioner Manfred at 18, 19, 20 years old, getting to actually talk at about 26. You know what I mean? Building a cachet. But what he's done for baseball in the last few years, I think, is great. It took its time. It was frustrating for a lot of the veterans. The young players, it was okay for them because it was implemented in the minor leagues for them. But I think by, again, speeding the game up almost 20 minutes, let's be honest with ourselves, the numbers prove everything has been great. Fans complained about it at first. Fans are staying throughout the end of the game at a higher clip since the 90s. Like, these are things that are, you say, oh, I don't like that shot clock, but the game's going quicker. So you're not like, they're like, oh, well, wow. Only thing to say that, the caveat is, if you go and get some a beer, a hot dog, or anything like that, you're going to miss an inning and a half easily. Yeah. So, but the game, I think, is in its better hands. You got Korea that I'm going to. You have Mexico City series. You got the London series. Like, they're trying to add Madrid. These are so many things that they're trying to do. It comes with the Black African Americans initiatives, the Hank Aaron's, the Breakthrough Series. This year we're doing the Rick Wood. There's so many things that, again, I think CC Sabathia has been a big influence on it also because, again, he's a New Yorker now. And when you're a Yankee and have that kind of cachet, you're a champ. There's certain things that you got the ears of people, but he listens to it. And he wants to grow this game so much, and it's so great to be involved with him with the commissioner's ambassador program. So I get to see all these things that people complain about, but I get to see in the back rooms and the conversations that Commissioner Manfred is extremely progressive in trying to help this game. In the next 5 years, I think it's going to be real fun. And I'm throwing this out there. I think CC might be the next commissioner.
Oh, really? Because I was going to say this.
I just threw it out there because he's the perfect. I think going forward 5 more years.
You know what?
5 more years to be groomed in that. He's already charismatic. He speaks well. He does everything. He's got the personality to do it, and he'll tell you to F off real quick. So it's I think he can do it all.
Well, whoever it is, if it were Manfred or Sabathia, I would ask that you whisper in their ear, "Hey, how about an all-star game again in Baltimore?"
Yeah, that would be big, and that would be big.
Yeah,
and again,
overdue.
You never know. It's overdue, but again, if you go back, there teams that have to do the renovations. They got to do the upgrades to the ballparks. These are things that these sponsors are doing,
right.
And I think with the new deal, the new money coming to the ballpark, I think in a few years, with the Orioles continue the success, I think I'd say 27, 28. Hopefully, it can return back to Baltimore, and I think it would be great.
Yeah, that's a great point because they got $600 million in stadium money coming their way.
Right. To renovate it and make it nicer, upgrade it. Camden Yards is a cathedral. I don't think it ever needs to leave, but it does need to be upgraded.
Sure, no doubt about it. All right, let's wrap things up with another edition of Socially Speaking. We are on social media at Adam Jones Pod on all the major platforms: X, Facebook, Instagram. At Adam Jones Pod is where you can reach us, or you can email the show. Pretty simple for those that are social media challenged, if that's a word. theadamjonespod@gmail.com. theadamjonespod@gmail.com. Now, last week during our first episode here of season 3, we had the great governor of the state of Maryland, Wes Moore, on, and you asked him about the concept of having an NBA or NHL team in Baltimore. The Wizards and Capitals, I believe, have, unfortunately, the territorial rights. It's nice to wish, but I don't know if Ted Leonsis would ever allow it. But we got a great response, and let's read some of the responses, and you can react. Randy at Randy White reached out on X and wrote to us, "I love him," talking about Governor Moore, his mindset. Maryland has always thrived on basketball, great players throughout the state, so it'd be awesome. It would be. I mean, the DMV, Maryland, Baltimore, they've all produced great basketball players in their own right.
I mean, the whole area has. I mean, depending on who you talk to, some people's going to say PG County. Hey, PG County says MD next to it, not Washington, D.C. or VA. Right. So call it what it is, okay? So I get you can have the proximity, but your address is your address. Maybe not, again, these are wishful thinking. I'm from San Diego. The Clippers left in 86. I don't know. I don't really have any recollection of that. I would have loved the team in San Diego. I think maybe a G League team could work. I know G League teams are closer to their affiliates. I think the Wizards team is maybe in Virginia, if I was guessing, since it's right there. But I don't know. I mean, Baltimore has obviously you got the Orioles and the Ravens, but they got the Blast. But I'm just thinking out loud, as a progressive. But what about the big three? What about something? Basketball is a missing thing in Baltimore. Yes. People keep saying, redo the stadium. They just renovated the thing. But just as a fan, I would love to see basketball there and not have to go all the way down to DC to do it and stick the parking down there and all. It's just too far. You know what I mean? I don't mind going through all that stuff. It's just too far. If I'm in Baltimore, so I would like to do that and be involved with it. In some capacity, because I just think this would be awesome.
Even the G League has a 2-time slam dunk champion. I mean, they got that kid who keeps winning the slam dunk contest. He doesn't play in the NBA.
He's down here, but he's in the Magics though. So even in minor league hockey. I grew up with the Gulls. I'm still a season ticket holder. Minor league hockey.
They've tried both in Baltimore in the past.
Okay,
that was last century, and times have changed. But here's another tweet from X from D_J_P. We just call him DJ. He wrote that Baltimore cannot support an NBA team. The arena is still the arena, no corporate suites. And even though if it were there, there's not enough companies to buy them between the Orioles and Ravens. Corporations are tapped out and people are hesitant to go downtown on a regular basis.
That's just so stupid adage that people are so afraid to go downtown.
You mean like the Camden Yards and Ravens Stadium? They're so hesitant to go there?
I've seen tons of people at the Ravens games. I've seen the stadium packed. The Orioles, very good attendance, especially in the second half. I mean, I hate that adage that always, this everywhere is dangerous. Everywhere.
It's true.
Everywhere is dangerous. San Diego is dangerous. LA is dangerous. You see what happened in Kansas City, in a parade. Like, everywhere is dangerous. And if that's going to be your answer to everything that, I'm afraid to go downtown, then again, you're not that supportive then. Because you can't live your life in fear of that. People can come in your house and beat your ass. But you know what I mean? Go to the game, enjoy it, have a dog, don't have too many beers. Have a good time and enjoy everything. But I get everything. I'm a sympathizer with all sides of it. I listen to all of it. I call BS on what I think is BS. But I do understand people's plight. But stop with that. You know what I mean? Stop with that. Stop with that. I'm scared. Stop with that. Okay? Come on.
Good time to thank our loyal and dedicated sponsors who make the Adam Jones podcast possible. Go out and support these fine folks.
The Adam Jones Podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Weinman Company.
Your fun awaits at Hollywood Casino Perryville. Feed the whole crew with something for everyone, from cheesesteaks to crab cake sandwiches. Plus, ask how you can get a $15 dining credit. Get in on the gaming action with the hottest slots and your favorite table games like blackjack, roulette, and poker. Free live shows every Friday and Saturday. Come experience nonstop fun and excitement only at Hollywood Casino Perryville.
The Adam Jones Podcast is brought to you by Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Charm City's favorite crab cake destination. Local sports fan? Experience the ultimate pregame party at the tailgate. Cheer on the Ravens with iconic live performances, an open bar, and mouth-watering eats. Can't make it? No worries. Bring the same food that caught the attention of the Food Network right to your doorstep. Shipping East Coast recipes nationwide. Jimmy's Famous Seafood is the official sponsor of the guests appearing on the Adam Jones Podcast.
Play the Maryland Lottery. Because fun looks good on you. Right now, play our exciting new multiplier scratch-offs for a chance to win up to $2 million.
If you received ERC funds, listen closely. The IRS has 10 years to audit your claim, but you only have until March 22nd to get taxpayer relief, and the clock is ticking. If you're losing sleep over a possible audit, we'll review your claim. If you made a filing error, we'll set things right. If you're being audited, we'll provide expert representation. The IRS Voluntary Disclosure Program ends March 22nd. You deserve peace of mind. Visit SaveMyERC.com to schedule a consultation today. That's SaveMyERC.com. By Effective Solutions, your one-stop shop for commercial contracting. Everything from excavation and site development to emergency remediation and restoration. Effective Solutions specializes in many forms of commercial and mixed-use construction, like leak investigation, framing, trim carpentry, insulation, drywall, painting, wallpaper, flooring, masonry, waterproofing, paving, tree removal, and much more. With a dedicated staff and a commitment to quality, Effective Solutions delivers every time. There are a lot of ways to make whiskey, but there's only one way to make Jack Daniels. At Jack Daniels, they charcoal mellow every drop, only using water from Cave Spring Hollow in Tennessee. When you make your own label, you make everything else yours too. But we don't need to tell you that, do we? Make it count. Jack Daniels. Please drink responsibly. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. 2022. Jack Daniels. All rights reserved. Everyone knows Greenmount Station in Hampstead, but did you know that at Greenmount Station you can bet 7 days a week just like you're at the track? With in-person teller windows and state-of-the-art touchscreen kiosks. And with with Greenmount Station's brand new Bet Park Sportsbook, you can bet on all other sports as well, wherever you are in Maryland. Spreads, money lines, live bets, props, parlays, and teasers. The Bet Parks Maryland mobile app is now live for Apple and Android devices, so you'll never miss your next big score. Just search for Bet Parks MD in the Apple App Store or on Google Play. And for a limited time, 21 and over Adam Jones podcast listeners can get a $75 gift card to Greenmount Station simply for opening a new account with promo code GMS and a minimum $50 initial deposit. $75 gift card for new users in Maryland only. 21 and over only. Please play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, you work hard, I work hard, and we all like to save money. That's why we need the Royal Farms ROFO Rewards app to get more value for our hard-earned money. With the app, you earn royalty points on every purchase, can place mobile orders for quick pickup, plus a discount at the gas pump with ROFO Pay. We all like to save money, and with the ROFO Rewards app, we do.
Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
We want to thank senior executive producer Chip Franklin for putting this latest episode together. Chip is busy counting all the championships in San Diego sports history, which could consume him for a week. Just like that pie in the face, which is still hurting my back. Go out and subscribe to the Baltimore Banner. Until next week, be kind, be real, and make sure to be back for next week's edition of the Adam Jones Podcast. See ya.